And what do you benefit if you gain the whole world but lose your own soul? And what do you benefit if you gain the whole world but lose your soul? Let me go ahead and play the clip to give you guys context.
Youth, I was impressed with what you have. As I age, I'm more curious as to how you got it. And not from a shady standpoint, because if you're doing your thing, more power to you. For the most part, if you ask a person how they've gotten to the level that they're on, those that have demonstrated integrity and hard work along their journey have absolutely no problem sharing with you certain details and aspects of their process. However, those that shy away from process information and only want to flaunt the result, most of the time they know they didn't get it right. There are many people that know the way that they obtain their level of success came with great compromise, to the degree that not only do many of them not want to discuss in detail their process, they want to forget what they did. So if it cost you your soul, was it really the accomplishment of a goal? I'm not judging anybody. I just know the tricks of the devil that he will utilize to convince someone to demoralize themselves to obtain material things that ultimately fade away. People need to understand that God blesses and Satan gives out stuff too. The only difference is when God gives you something, you can keep it, but the devil is a repo man. Shoes and food.
All right.
That is a repo, man.
What do you benefit if you gain the whole world but lose your own soul? I'll go ahead and go with Luis first. What are your thoughts about it, sir?
Man, that's a very powerful thing to ask. I would say that fast money comes with slow problems over time, and I know that a lot of us, a lot of young men, and a lot of people across the world are always trying to aspire to self-develop and get their money and obviously uplift themselves from whatever socioeconomic situation that they're in. However, I think that the journey, you find more and more joy and more purpose in the journey, right? Rather than the end result. The end result is always going to be there. And as long as you charted it out, you'll always get there. But I think that having integrity and not losing a part of yourself, the compromise, right? You know what I'm saying? Is very valuable. I mean, I see people who poison their neighborhoods, right? If we stop and think about, what type of compromises they made, whether it's, in drugs or whether it's taking something or some sort of riches from somebody else, right, to benefit their situation, their gain. I mean, they got it, but they did it in a very compromising way, and sort of like you don't ever leave a blueprint
Come
behind
in.
somebody to follow. So, yeah. Can you hear me? Okay?
You have to wait.
Yeah, I'm not sure if your mic is your mic connected?
It should be.
Okay.
Okay, check that.
All right, why he's checking on that? Go ahead, Trey Smooth.
All right, so I'm really big on integrity, right? I've had some opportunities to get with certain groups or do certain things the fast way, but yeah, I'm not with selling my soul. The one of the biggest fears that I have, or what I resist the most, is being in debt to people, because when it's time for them to cash in, are you ready to do what it is that they want you to do? That's one of the reasons I don't really take anything from anybody unless I've earned it. Like I'm with the muscle, man. I can't. I'll do it the long way. Like I would much rather. It's when you work for something and you accomplish things and you did it the right way. It's no better feeling than that. Anything that I've ever accomplished, any place that I am right now, and any place that I'm going to go further in life, will all be done the right way, just because it's not worth it, right? When it's time for that, whatever you did, when you got to pay the piper, you may not be ready for that. And a lot of people don't think that. A lot of people, like Lewis was saying, they're going for the fast money. And not to say I've always operated like this, because I didn't really have that great of understanding of the consequences, and my moral compass didn't always point the direction that it is right now. So I understand what it is, and just through lessons in life, I've learned that sometimes it's better to do it the long way rather than just say, all right, well, this is what I need to do this, I need it fast, I need it now. Like, and a lot of people, we live in a microwave society, so people feel like they just need it right now. Everything just has to be instant. They need that instant gratification. but you're always going to have to pay for it. And that's the main thing that people have to understand. So I'm always with the long way. I'm always going to be with it. And you just have to earn it. And patience, resilience. That's what it's going to take.
All right. Well, Trigger Mike, what are your thoughts about it, sir?
That was spot on, man. That whole thing was spot on. But I think it's really a testament to one of the sayings that I've had now. I believe the Newton's third law of motion is for every action is an equal but opposite reaction. And I not only think that is true in physics, I believe that is true in the realm of human interaction. And I think for some people, what he said was actually spot on. If you ask them, if there's people who have obtained something, it doesn't just reveal itself in the works that they've done. You can see the way they've left destruction in their wake to achieve what they have. And I think the community celebrates people truly who obtain things the right way. And I've seen that as a pain point for some people. And I've seen it even in families, right? Where you have one family member that got money, and you have the one that's the doctor or somebody that is very high esteemed or in one of those professions, and everybody just acts like one is better than the other. And that person who might have got it in a sleazy way always has a chip on their shoulder because they're not as celebrated as that other person. So I think as a society, we know as a whole, the most celebrated person will always be the most wholesome, the most forthright, the person who helps the community, the person that's willing to give back and tell their story and scream it to the top of their lungs. But that dude that got money that offed a few people, but now he want to change his ways, nobody's ever going to forget about that. It's like you left a couple bodies back there, bro. So no, I think that's just the way life works. And if you are out here leaving damage and destruction in your wake, it will have long-standing implications on your mental health, on your soul, on your outlook in the community, and that's the way it should be.
All right, good, Sean Antonio.
All right, so look, I want to come at it a different way, right? All right, so me, I value integrity, I really do. But if I'm thinking about a lot of people as a whole, people who are willing to do things that we would consider selling our souls, they don't give a shit. They don't consider selling their souls. So for them, it was worth it. It was worth everything that they did, snaking people, stepping on people's necks. It was worth everything for them. They don't give a shit. They don't consider selling their souls. They don't have a moral compass. So they probably won't feel anything about it. Now, us as people who are decent, we feel a way about it looking externally. But them, they don't give a shit. They'll do it again 20 times. You feel me? And so we just have to understand that we have a different mindset in a different set of character, in different character than they have. The other thing, right? He insinuated that people who don't necessarily share their process and things like that had to do it, had some nefarious way to get to where they got. And I think that a lot of times is true. Me sitting in my store in Chicago, bro, people would literally come in and ask me who my suppliers were. People I didn't even know literally would come in and ask me who my suppliers were. So one thing, they could be protecting their competitive advantage. They could be protecting their proprietary process. Also, some people are just gatekeepers. They won't share information with anybody, whether it's ill-gotten or not. So I think there are a number of ways that we can get to the thing that he talked about. But it doesn't just have to be somebody who just did a bunch of nefarious shit to get there.